Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. We welcome you all in our weekly family reunion, the follow-up session of eSIP Module 1, UHV 1. Let's welcome our source person and coach pro, Sridhasni Didi with us. Ji, Sridhasni Didi, namaste. Welcome.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Namaste, everyone.
Ji, namaste. Welcome. Over to you.
Yes, Bhaiya. So, Bhaiya, hope my screen is visible and I'm.
Yes, yes. It's visible and voice is also clear. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Namaste and good evening. So, welcome to UHV 1 follow-up session. And today we'll be going on with session 7, ensuring health holistically, making a definite program for health. So before moving on to today's session, we will just have a look at the home assignment of the previous week. So in the last week, we just went on with the session 6, where we talked about the resolution of concern at individual level. And we had this assignment where we are asked to list the concerns at the level of the individual. And from each concern, we need to find out whether or what is behind the concern actually. Like, is it the preconditioning or sensation? And then when I have this concern, and it has to be me who has to make a program to resolve it. So then we were also asked to find out what has to be understood to resolve our concerns. So basically what happened, some of the concerns which we have seen in the last week are like the peer pressure, procrastination, poor health, getting angry, having fear, time management, then depression, overthinking. So many concerns are there at the level of an individual. And we have also worked out with those concerns in the previous sessions. We were able to find, we were also done with checking out our aspirations and concerns, and so many were there. So when we have so many concerns, and when we look into our last session, where I was to understand who is a human being. So human being is the coexistence of self and body, is the proposal which has been stated. And I hope we were trying to understand that. And with that, we have also seen how is that I can have harmony in the self, where I see that all the concerns or the problem which I am worried of is from the imagination that I'm having in myself. And when I looked into the imagination, the content of imagination can be different things. Even now, I'll be having an imagination which is going on in me. But when I see the sources of the imagination, we were able to see that there are 3 sources of the imagination, which are the preconditioning, sensations, and natural acceptance. So whenever I have this imagination based on the preconditioning and sensation, then there is a huge lot possibility that I'll be in a state of disharmony. And when the imagination is based on my natural acceptance, then I'll be in a state of harmony with it. So this is what we have discussed in the last session. And we were also, we moved on with a couple of examples like peer pressure and trying to identify what is the sources or the source of this concerned peer pressure and how that can be resolved. So as we go on further, we will be keeping on exploring the possibility of resolution of each and every concern that we have. So with this, now we will move on to have the discussion on our current session, ensuring health holistically, or making a definite program for health. So before going on to the session, I can see that when we make or when we are asked to go on with the aspiration, there are some of the students were able to say that my aspiration is to have an healthy body. I need to be healthy. And when we moved on with the concern, there are a lot of students who have said that I'm concerned about my health. See, if I'm going to fall sick, what will happen? What will happen to my studies? How I'll be able to manage it up when my body is not good, when my body is not able to do the things, when I'm not able to attend the classes, take up the assessments, and so on. So we do have this aspiration of having a good health, and we do also have this concern. If my health is not going to be good, then how I'll be able to manage? So what do you think? Is this the need for us to ensure the health of our body? I know that I'm the coexistence of self and body. And should I really work to ensure health of my body? You can just check for yourself. And if yes, then how can we ensure the health? See, whenever we have the aspiration for something, we can see that just merely having the aspiration, just merely having the imagination is not going to fulfill it. I should make the effort. When I have something as the aspiration, I should be making the effort for the same so that I'm able to ensure it. So when I say that I want to ensure a good health, then there should be some program to do it. Or maybe we can check this for ourselves. See, when we are born, when we are like the newborn babies or the infants or the at the early stage of our life, like we would be having a very good health. And is it okay to leave it as such? What do you think? He was born as a baby. I become a child. Then I will become a young man or woman. Then I will grow into or as an adult. Then I will become old. All the things happens. And what happens with my body? Does the body remains the same? Healthy as you were when you were a baby? Or it do have some development and some changes as we grow? So if I can see that there are some changes in my body, I can see this, right? A small child or a kid or as a student will be very much energetic in doing things. But we can also see our parents or we can also see our relatives. They may feel little tired to do something which you are doing now. So when I want to ensure a healthy body, then don't we need a program for that? And we can also ask ourselves, is being healthy naturally acceptable to me? You can check with your natural acceptance and you can check for yourself. Being healthy, is it naturally acceptable to me or not? So if that is naturally acceptable, then how can I make a definite program? So this is all of what we are discussing right now. I aspire to stay healthy and I have this concern about being sick. So I know that I am a human being and I am the coexistence of the self and body. And I, the self, have the feeling of responsibility towards my body. The body is the instrument of the self. Whatever imagination is going on in me, whatever imagination is going on in the self, a part of that is being exhibited as my behavior with the other human beings or as the work with the rest of the nature with the help of my body. So if I'm able to make out the right program to keep my body in harmony, then that will ensure the holistic program of health for me. So we will try to explore on this further. So before getting into the details of the program, can I say this? The proposal that human being is the coexistence of self and body, two distinct realities. And we have discussed this before, that the need of these two realities are different. Like my body needs food, my body needs clothes, it needs mobile phones, it needs the electronic gadget, and so many of the things which comes under this category of the physical facility. But when I look into the self, the need of the self is happiness. That's what our basic human aspiration is. I want to have this continuity of happiness and prosperity. So prosperity for the body and this happiness for the self. So one of the example for this happiness is getting respect. And when we try to look in detail, we have also seen that we can try to understand the needs of these two realities in terms of time. So the need of the body like food, it's needed for temporary or it's needed in temporary. I will take up the food whenever it is needed for my body. But when I see this happiness, I will never tell that I want to be happy at this moment and I don't care about tomorrow. Have you ever said this? I want to be happy now and about the tomorrow, it's fine. I need not be happy. Because when you ask this question to yourself, do you need happiness now? Yes. Do you need happiness tomorrow? Yes. So whenever you put forth this question for yourself and check with yourself, we can see that we want this happiness continuously for every moment. We can also check, is there any moment in the day where you say, I don't want happiness or I don't want to have this feeling of respect? So this is one of the way by which we can try to look into the need. The another way is by quantifying it. See, whenever we talk about this physical facility, we can quantify it. I need this much amount of food. I need 20 pairs of clothes. Maybe I need one or two mobiles. I need one or two cars. So we'll be able to quantify how much of physical facility is needed. But when it comes to the feelings part, it's either the presence or the lack of the feelings. I'm happy or I lack happiness now. So it's a qualitative. And going on with the fulfillment, all the needs of the body, right? Like all the needs comes under this domain of physical facility, and all of these needs can be fulfilled by the physiochemical things. But talking about the self, the need of the self, which is nothing but the feelings that we have. So when I want to fulfill the need of the self, I need to have this right understanding and right feelings. So with this, when I say that the need of the self is fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling, so we can take this example before proceeding further. So I hope most of you or almost every one of you will be having mobile phones, laptops, any electronic gadgets that is needed for our studies. So we'll be having that. Some of you may be having a two-wheeler, a motorcycle. Some of you will be having cycle, and some of you or some of your parents, relatives will be having motor car. So what are we doing up with that? Whenever we feel that I don't have charge in my mobile, am I plugging in the charger? Whenever I feel that I need to give or I need to have the fuel in the car, am I taking it to the petrol bunk? Whenever I feel that my vehicle has to be serviced, am I doing it or not? So, which basically means I am taking proper care of all these things. So, similarly, when I look into my body, which is acting as the instrument of myself, then I should also take a proper care of it, right? Are we able to see that? Basically, proper care of my body basically means the proper intake that we are going to give it for the body. So, this or with this right understanding and right feeling in us, we may or we should be having this feeling of self regulation, which is nothing but the feeling of responsibility towards my body for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of it. So, the feeling of this responsibility towards my body for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of it is termed as the feeling of self regulation. Are we able to see this? So, when I have this feeling of self regulation, how is that it's been reflected out? I'll be able to ensure the health in the body. So, what do we mean by healthy body? When can I say that my body is in good health? So, basically, when we look into it, uh, when I want to start to college, when I want to start my day, my classes generally starts at 8:30 or 8:15 in the morning. But we will be getting this alarm in us, a bio alarm in us, which says that or which will let you know that at least by 6 or 5:30 you'll be getting this, oh, we need to get up now. I have to get ready and then I have to go to my classes. And the moment or few moments, as soon as you get this alarm, then your body will be getting up from the bed. So I can say that my body is healthy when my body is able to do the activities as per the instruction of the self. But there are also a possibility where at times uh, uh, you will be having this alarm going on in you, like it's 6:30 now, I need to get up and I have to go to the classes. But still, your body will not be able to cooperate. Your body will not be able to do it up. Have you noticed this? If you have noticed such kind of scenario, can you just recall why is that your body is not able to execute the instruction of the self? The possibility is either your body will be feeling tired, or maybe you are having a kind of a fever or a cold, which states that your body is not in good health. It is not in good health to follow the instruction which is given by the self. Have we encountered any such kind of things in our life? We may just recollect it. So the healthy body is like the body acts according to the self. And we know that human body has so many organs, trillion of cells, and all the organs are self-organized. Like we have this digestive system, we have this heart which is going on with this pumping of blood, and the respiration system, and all those things. Every organ, or there are so much of organ which is there in the body, and all the parts of the body are in harmony. They are in order. They are organized. So this is what is termed as an healthy body. So now we can check for ourselves with this feeling of self-regulation. That is, feeling of responsibility towards the body for nurturing, protection, and right utilization of the body. Even a sick body, or even a body which lacks the health, can be restored. But without this feeling of self-regulation, there is a possibility that I may make my healthy body to become unhealthy. Both the things are possible, right? So if both the things are possible, we can also check how many times we felt sick in the past 1 month or in the past 2 months. And what was the reason? I was healthy and then I fall sick. What can be the reason? Is that because of the lack of feeling of self-regulation in me? Or if there is any other reason, can I make my body to become healthy with this feeling of self-regulation? So this feeling of self-regulation, can it be a program to have health in the body? When I talk about what can be the program to ensure the health holistically, see, I know that the body is an orderly system which consists of trillions of cells which are working together, and these trillions of cells forms the tissues, organ system, and all these things are working in a complementary manner to ensure the harmony in the body. Then what is my role? So all I have to do is to ensure this continuity of the harmony. I'm not doing anything for the orderly system of the body, but I should be there ensuring this harmony without disturbing it. And whenever my body has some disharmony in it, I should have this program to make it healthy with this feeling of self-regulation. So with the feeling of responsibility towards the body, and I'll be doing what is required to fulfill this responsibility. So when I fulfill this responsibility towards the body, then I'll be ensuring the health in the body. So we can check out for ourselves, out of this self-regulation and health, which holds the highest priority for us? See, we have seen in the previous discussion, like even with this feeling of self-regulation, I'll be able to restore an healthy body which has fallen sick. But without this feeling of self-regulation, there is a possibility that I will make a healthy body to become unhealthy. So we can just explore and verify for ourselves that out of these two things, the self-regulation and health, which holds the highest priority. And we have also discussed when we started with looking into the priority for a human being to fulfill the basic human aspiration. Whenever we check with the highest priority should be able to ensure the least priority. So are we able to see that with this feeling of self-regulation, the health automatically follows? So if I'm able to see it, then isn't the self-regulation holds highest priority for me? And with this, we will explore a program to ensure the health. So what can be the program? I need to have a program for staying healthy. The first aspiration of mine is to be healthy, is to have a healthy body. So when I say staying healthy, then I can see that the intake forms the first parameter for staying healthy. See, can we just check for ourselves what is that we mean by this intake? Having something in, and what are the things that we are taking in? See, we are generally this intakes includes this air, the breathing that we are doing, the water, the sunlight, and food. So this is what we take as an intake for our body, right? And followed by the routine, which means the lifestyle. So I do follow a routine. So the routine includes how is that or what is that, when is that I'm sleeping, when is that I'm getting up, how is my eating time, what is that I'm following, how much time I'm sitting, how much time I'm walking, all those things. So what is my routine in my day-to-day life? And followed by the labor and exercise, and then the postures. See, we as the students, when we get into the classes, it's like our classes starts by 8:30 in the morning, it gets ended by 4 or 4:30. And when you look into your lifestyle, we spend most of the time sitting. And we sit in the class, we listen to the lectures, then hardly a bio break for 10-15 minutes. And even at that time, I can see that around 50% of the students, they don't want to go out or to have a walk. They simply love to be inside the classroom, chit-chatting with their friends of what happened, what has to be done, and so on. So most of the time. And also when we go into our career, and as of now, most of the jobs are like, it's a kind of white collar job where you sit at a place, you do everything with your system, with your laptops, and whatever you have in front of you. So this is what is generally happening. So what we are doing, we are not regulating the internal and external body organs. So we need to have a good postures for the same. And we need to have this regulator breathing also. So I'll be discussing about each of these points in detail. So when I talk about this program for health, this is my foremost aspiration that is to stay healthy or to have a healthy body. So the other things or the other programs is like, when I have, even after doing all those things, because of say that most of us will be having allergy to the environment. So we know that there are so much of pollution out, and we need to move with the environment, and we may be getting some allergies, or there may be some temporary disharmony which is there in my body. So if something is going to happen in that way, then for bringing back the harmony in the body, then I can take some medicines. And this generally includes the medicines that we have in our own kitchen. Like when we have this cold, then generally we may be seeing that parents or grandparents will be recommending us to take warm water or to take milk with pepper, turmeric powder, and all those things will be helping us to overcome this cold and to bring back this harmony in our body. And there is one more option where there is a possibility that our body may depend on a drug or a machine to perform its function. And that's where we go on with the treatment. So we depend on the instruments, or we depend on the drugs for quite a longer period of time. And we take up this treatment to trying to bring back the harmony in the body. So we'll discuss about all of these things. And I hope that every one of you will be knowing about all these things, because this is what we are being exposed to from our childhood. But the thing is, like, we don't take it seriously. We don't take it serious till now. So we just heard it and we just left it. And when I want to make a program for the health of my body, then obviously I have to look into it, visit back into it to check how I can ensure a good health. So intake, as we discussed, intake includes that all that we take from our senses or the sense organ. So mainly these are nothing but the air, water, sunlight, and food. So along with this, when we say the sense organ, we also have these feelings and thoughts for what is being happening outside. So when I want to maintain a health, let me check for myself the intake of the food. How is that I am deciding on what has to be taken? It is only based on the taste of the food, or am I also looking into the nutritious content of the food? Am I also checking that whether the food can be easily digestible, whether the food is having uh, the fiber, proteins, whatever thing is needed for my body to nurture the body? Am I taking the food which can be easily and efficiently excretable? Am I looking into all these things, or am I just looking into the taste and the sensation when I look into the food? But what is needed when I want to maintain the health? If I check with my natural acceptance, what is the purpose of having the food? Is it to nurture the body or harm the body? And what is the current state of mind now in deciding the food? We can ask all of these questions to ourselves to get to know how can I have a program to ensure the health. So we do also have this air, water, and sunlight. We can check for ourselves how much water is being consumed by me in a day. Am I taking the right amount of water at the right time, as with the right procedure to have the water? So you can also reflect what will be the right amount of water for every one of us? And what can be the right time? How is that you have to drink the water? See, when we have grandparents or parents who are like, generally, I can see for myself, my grandmother used to tell that the very moment that I get up in the morning, it's always good to have a cup of water before I take anything. And the next good time to have water is like before you go to take bath. Then it's always not advisable to have water immediately after the food. You should leave at least some amount of time, like half an hour or 1 hour, because all these things impacts how the digestion is going to happen in the body. And at night, my grandma generally says that whenever you go to sleep at night, don't take so much of water, because there is a possibility that you may need to get up in the middle of the sleep. So there are so many things which would have been said to us as how to have this water, what is the right amount, at least 8 glasses of water in a day. And this also depends on the seasons, right? If it is in summer or winter, and all this has an impact on the body. And we might have also noticed this daily exposure to fresh air and sunlight. So generally, I get this statement like every day, at least in the early morning or in the evening, you can go on with a walk for 10 or 15 minutes so that you will be exposed to the fresh air. Your oxygen is needed for the functioning of the brain. You will be getting that along with the warm sunlight, which is going to give you the vitamin D, which is needed for the skin. And it generally happens for the newborn babies. uh, they generally advise, the doctors generally advise that the babies can be taken up and they can be they can be exposed to the sunlight early in the morning or late in the evening so that they get this vitamin D. So these are some of the things like we can check for ourselves. Am I being exposed to the sunlight whenever possible? Or it's that I completely avoid sunlight, stating that I may be sweating out if I'm going to go in sunlight. And is that going to make me healthy? Then another few things are like the choices of the food. If we can also see, like we have seen this example in the last session, when I select a food, is it based on the preconditioning or sensation or the natural acceptance? And how is that I'm deciding how much to eat? But we do also would have noticed this, like in the morning, we can take a relatively large quantity of food, but as the sun is going to set, it's always better to have a very limited quantity of food so that the digestion will happen properly. And this generally happens where our parents will be telling that when you are eating, please don't watch TV. Please don't have your mobiles. Don't have your systems in front of you. Just focus on what you are eating so that we will be completely avoiding the distraction. And what happens? You can also check this for yourself. When you are being exposed or you are watching a movie which has this, what a kind of like, so much of action things in it, where people are fighting, they have this a kind of a fights war which is going on. And when you are going to take the food, you can also see what is the impact of all those content of imagination is going to happen. There is a huge lot possibility that you may not be having a good digestion of what you have taken in. So with this proper awareness on what can be the intake, how can be the intake. Then the next one is the routine, which means that how is that I'm having my lifestyle, which can be in line with the harmony with nature. So our routine has a very major impact on the health of the body. And we do have this daily routine, seasonal and other life cycle routines. So daily routine includes when you sleep, when you get up, what time you cleanse the body, what time you study, what is the eating time, what is the frequency between your breakfast, lunch, at what time you are having the breakfast, when are you having the dinner, and so many. So generally this routine, when it is in synchronization with the nature, it helps to maintain the health. So when generally we'll be hearing this, right? Like when you want to take a dinner, it's always better to have your dinner before 7:30 or 8 at night, so that you can have some ample quantity of time before you go to sleep, so that it doesn't affect your digestion. And we can also check out with this circadian rhythm, which says at what time period which organ of your body will be most active. When is that you have to go to bed and when is that you have to get up in the morning. It's always good to get up early in the morning before the sun rises. So seasonal routine is like when the seasons are being changed, how is that my intake, my food habits should be. So generally we can see this whenever there is in summer, we generally used to go on with the liquid diet to make the digestion very easy, and that will be the need of my body also. We would have experienced it. So all those things, when I'm able to maintain it within nature, then I'll be able to ensure the health. So coming on with this labor and exercise. Labor is something where you have the movement of the body and which is going to have this production of physical facility. And when we look into our grandparents or even some of our parents, will be having this labor. Like especially when we are doing this household work, like sweeping, like cleaning the utensils, or I may be having a garden outside my home, I may be having this kitchen gardening, all those things. So whenever we participate in such kind of things which involves the movement of the body, and also it ensures the production of some physical facility, and that is labor. You know what, like we would have experienced this during this COVID time, and when there is a complete lockdown, then we may not be using our two-wheelers or four-wheelers because we are not allowed to move out. So after this lockdown, uh, there are, I mean, I can see so many of us, almost everyone, where we took all our vehicles to service it because it has kept as such for quite a long period of time. So we need to service it so that it behaves properly. So the same kind of thing, when I'm not able to have with my body, if I'm not able to have an adequate movement with my body, then we need to work out on our body to get this, to make our body flexible. So this happens, right? When you sit for a long period of time, you may then feel difficult to, stand up immediately and walk or run. And when you are holding to a mobile, so this generally happens. So when you are holding your mobile for so much of long time, then you can see that there is this loss of flexibility with your fingers. You're not able to move your fingers very freely. Then you need to do some stretching movements and so on, and then to make it normal. And generally, when we look into this TV or computer, it is always advised that to blink your eyes at least once in 30 minutes. So all those things are related with having this flexibility or movement in the body. So what happens if I'm not able to have this labor? Then what can I do? Then I can go on with the exercise. So exercise or something which ensure the adequate movement of body, and it's something to compensate for the lack of labor. So I generally will not be producing any physical facility out of this exercise. So some of the examples are walking, jogging, running, swimming. So when we don't have or we are not able to involve ourselves, participate ourselves in having this labor, then exercise is a good option to have the flexibility in the body or to have the required adequate movement in the body. So the next one is the postures and breathing. So for staying healthy, these are the programs that we have seen. So postures for regulating the internal and external body organs. And it is stated by the doctors like we hardly use around 5 to 10% of the lungs capacity. So we can have the complete use of the lungs, but we are having all this short breathing, a very fast, rapid, short breathing. So we can have this regulated breathing practice. So some of the examples are the yoga, the resonant breathing and pranayam. So all those things we can have it for ourselves, uh, so that we are able to maintain the posture. So there are like even with the yoga, like when if you are doing or if you know about yoga, you can see that each and every asanas are the postures in the yoga is to like make a, I mean to give a very good how can we tell, like to give a very good postures for all the organs in the body. So all these are something to go on with staying healthy. But what happens even after doing this? If something is going to trigger me, like if I'm going to get a cold because of an allergy from outside, so to bring back the harmony from the temporary disharmony of the body, then I can go on with some of the home remedies. This can be an integrated system of medicine. So we can also do this, right? One of my aunts says that she regularly takes in this milk with pepper and turmeric powder at least twice in a week, so that she's taking this medicines from the kitchen in order to avoid this cold, because she used to travel a lot and she used to travel in the AC. And whenever she's working as an IT professional, so whenever she has the meeting, she has to sit with the AC and other things. So there is a huge lot of possibility that she may get cold frequently. So in order to avoid this, whatever is available in the kitchen, so I am able to take that as a home remedies. So we can also do that. And if I'm going to be dependent on some drugs to retain my harmony back, like for example, like the diabetes. So where I can see that there is some issue with the organ of my body. So I need to have a drug to support my body so that I can bring back the harmony in it. So when such cases happen, then I can go on with the treatment. So this taking up the insulin or going on with the dialysis where I have uh, some a problem with my kidneys and other things. So all this can also be done in order to ensure the program for my health. So if these are all the things which I can be looking into, which I can consider as the program to ensure the health holistically, then how can I give the priority? Where should I focus on? So generally, when we look into ourselves, staying healthy becomes our topmost priority, right? So I want to continue with the health of the body. My body is already organized, it's in harmony, so I would like to continue it. So this becomes the first priority, and out of that, when I look into this intake and routine of myself, along with the labor, so if I'm going to ensure all these three, then that becomes my first priority. My first focus lies on the intake, routine, and the labor. And followed by which, if I'm not able to have this labor, then I can go on with the exercise. And the exercise along with the postures for regulating the internal and external body organs. So then I can focus on these medicines for bringing back the harmony from the temporary disharmony. And finally, if I need to depend on the drugs or medicine to perform a body function, then I go on with this. Will this be good for every one of us? Are we able to see that the priority for my body health can be in this way? So with this, if I look into the holistic perspective of health, so with the proposal, with the understanding that the human being, that is I am, is the coexistence of self and body. So the mental health or health of the self, it can be ensured by the right understanding or understanding the human being as the coexistence, understanding about the harmony in the self, which ensures the healthy self. So harmony in the self, we discussed in the last week. To ensure the harmony in the self, then I should see to myself that the imagination which is going on is being guided by my natural acceptance. So being a coexistence of self and body, when I look into the physical health or the health of the body, so I need to understand the reality of body first, the need of the body, and how this can be fulfilled. And when I want to ensure the harmony in the body, that is to have a healthy body, then I know that I, the self, with the feeling of self-regulation, that is the feeling of responsibility towards my body to nurture, protect, and rightly utilize my body. If I have this feeling of self-regulation, then I'll be making a program to fulfill it, and all the programs that we have discussed now. So with all these programs, then I'll be able to ensure the harmony in the body, which means to say that I'm ensuring a healthy body. So is this enough? I'm a human being. I have this coexistence of self and body. Let me say that I have ensured a healthy self. I have ensured a healthy body. And when I look into the holistic perspective, am I missing out something? Is this enough that just ensuring this healthy self and body is okay for me? What about the conditions? What about the environment in which I'm going to live? So we have discussed, right? When I discussed about the program to fulfill the basic human aspiration. So the program is to understand harmony and to live in harmony. And it's not only at the level of an individual. It has to extend to the family, society, nature, and existence. Because I'm a part of the family, I'm the part of the society, nature, and existence. So for the condition for mental and physical health, that is the health of the environment plays a role, which means that I should be understanding the environment. In turn, I should be having this understanding of harmony in the family, followed by harmony in the society, and then harmony in the nature and existence, which leads to a healthy environment. So when I'm able to ensure all these three for myself, the healthy self, healthy body, and healthy environment, then I can say that this is the holistic perspective of health. Harmony in the family, society, and nature, or the things which we'll be discussing in the forthcoming sessions. And we have just discussed about the healthy self and healthy body, which means that harmony in the individual human being. So we can take this for the discussions, like health of the family and friends. We can just discuss, or we can just look into what about the food habits that I'm having for myself, the daily routine, seasonal routine, collective labor, collective exercise, what can be the home remedies. We can have all of this for the discussion with our, like if you are a day scholar, you can discuss it with your family members. If you are a hosteler, you can discuss with your friends, like what kind of food habits you can make, what kind of daily routine you can follow. Am I sleeping at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock? Or am I sleeping after 12 o'clock and getting up? Am I feeling difficult to get up early in the morning? Can I change this? Can I try to go to bed a little early and to get up from the bed a little early so that my routine is in line with the harmony in the nature? I can also see this seasonal routine. How is that I'm following? uh, what are the collective labors I can do? Like if I'm in a family, can we spend 1 or 2 hours in a week to clean the house so that we do some collective labor? How can we spend time going on doing with the collective exercise? And what are the home remedies we can follow? It's not that we have to wait until we get a cold or some infection to follow the home remedies. Can we have that as a part of our eating habits? So all those things we can discuss, and also we can discuss on at the level of the society. Like we can start with our own institution. If I am in hostel, or what can be the timings for healthy lifestyle? Like in hostel, there is generally an habit where people used to spend a lot of time with the friends and then getting to sleep late. So can we make a healthy lifestyle like sleeping time, waking time? And in case of the mess and canteen options, can we go on with tasty as well as healthy food rather than focusing only on the tasty food, rather than focusing only on the sensations? And can we avoid a kind of packed items which is not good for our health? So instead of having all these tetra packs of juices, can we have a fresh fruit or vegetable juices? So all these things we can have as a part of discussion with the family or the friends, so that we are trying to ensure the holistic health in every one of us. So with this, when we go on towards our home assignment, uh, like we can do this where we will just try to see the feeling of responsibility towards the body. Is it required for the health to be ensured? And you can also share 3 instances from your life where your body become unwell due to lack of attention, due to the lack of feeling of responsibility. So reflect on the program for health. Are you able to see the significance of the intake and daily routine? You can also share 2 instances where you could have avoided getting sick by taking the right kind of food. And you can also share 2 instances where you become unwell because of your routine was upset. So is this topic of staying healthy necessary to be included in your education, your college campus? What do you think? And if so, can you suggest in what form it can be included in the education? And you can also suggest a means in which it can be implemented. As we had the slide, right? Like going on with the discussions. So you can also suggest how this can be implemented. So with this, we come to the end of the session, and if there are any questions or sharings, we can take it up. Any reflections? So if there are, yeah, Sanjay ji, you can unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, ji, you are audible.
So there should be the cycle you have to show it.
Yeah, circadian rhythm.
That early morning.
Yeah, that's what, like,
Yeah.
yes.
So that slide I think is there in the presentation, but I didn't see this during this session.
Okay, so I will just look into it. Like, it's there in the presentation.
Yeah.
I will just check whether it has been hidden or not. I will just have.
Okay. No problem. But overall, the presentation was very good and really helpful.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Yeah, thank you. So, like, it's 8:31 now, and if there are no more reflections or questions, then we will stop it up right here. And over to you, Bhaiya.
Thank you, Sridhar for the enriching and informative session. Today, co-explorer, we like to have more and more such exploratory sessions. So we'll meet again for the same next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Thank you, everybody.